Good day, everyone. So, have you experienced one or two situations from these? Then sit back and let me share some strategies that you can use for teaching and learning. It is indeed amazing how our communication technology evolved into something faster, more convenient, and has more features. If you have the facility like internet connection and advanced gadgets like smartphones, you are lucky. But for some, having one of these to fulfill and enjoy the communication technology our generation can offer is harder than we can imagine. With challenges that high-tech communication platforms may pose challenges to education, maybe, for some reasons, we may want to go back to basics. I am Rodney Kahimat from NRCP Division 1, and today, I will share to you my experiences with regards to the use of asynchronous and non-internet-based instructional techniques for remote teaching and learning. So these experiences might be different from the things you experience, but I hope that you will find something relatable and something that is worth trying. In the next minutes, I will give you a detailed discussion how I implement my lesson playlist and the use of a non-internet-based communication technology, which is for small group discussion and for assessment as well. So since the experiences that I will share are personal, it is but important that you need to know me and the context of the experience I will share. After watching the video, you should be able to use teleconferencing as an alternative mode for teaching and learning. For teachers, you should be able to package learning activities using the lesson playlists. I work at Nueva Vizcaya State University Bambang Campus. NVSU is a premier university in a rural province. Nueva Vizcaya is a province which is lined with three mountain ranges: the Sierra Madre Mountain Range, the Caraballo Mountain Range, and the Cordillera Mountain Ranges. With this, internet connection might be affected by geographic barriers such as mountains and hills. Hence, internet connection among the communities in our province is affected by geographic barriers such as mountains and hills. This problem may not just be an isolated issue for rural areas, but also in urban communities. Only that, we have geographic barriers of mountains and hills, and for urban areas, you have buildings and skyscrapers. Both areas experience internet connection dropping. There is also intermittent disconnection with our internet provider, especially during typhoons. Also, most of our students rely on broadband connection, which is not as reliable as fiber connectivity. There will be failed instruction if the teacher fails to communicate with his students, right? In my experience, there are students that even if how detailed my instruction was, they still fail to understand them. And so, as teachers, we need to follow up and communicate with the students if they really understood our instructions. I know some of our teacher audience here can relate, right? Same is true with failure to check students' progress. The students need to be clarified with the instruction of the teachers. Even if students have their books or modules, you still need to check whether they are on track and right pacing. We understand that during the face-to-face learning, there are slow and fast learners. Same may be true with remote learning. There are fast and slow learners still. And if we fail to check on their progress, the fast learners will get bored, and sadly, the slow learners will tend to be demotivated. In this case, students will be at loss. We must give importance to communication in the teaching-learning process amidst these challenges. Enabling teachers to become flexible and innovative in finding or even creating ways in order to deliver and maintain quality education for remote learning. A number of my students are in far-flung areas where internet connectivity is not available. Only basic phone call and text messaging are working. So I thought, what can I do for them? So with this, I reflected and thought of an old technology where I think most of us during the 90s used. This is called teleconferencing, a non-internet-based communication where aside from it does not need internet connection to work, it just needs one person to have a load for him to serve as a host, and the callers are not required to have loads. You can use any type and any brand of mobile phones, be it a keypad type or touchscreen, or even an Android or an iOS device. Teleconferencing works just the same. Step 1. On the phone dial screen, key in the number of the student you want to call. Step 2. Now, wait for the student to answer the call. Step 3. Now that the student answers the call, press Add Call to call another student. Congratulations! You are now in a conference call. Depending on your mobile carrier, you can add up to 5 people in a single call. Failed communication is a failed instruction. But with the use of teleconferencing, students in far places and no internet connectivity can be reached. There will be more teacher and student interactions, and students can communicate among themselves too. According to staff in 2020, asynchronous learning does not require real-time interaction. Instead, content is available online for students to access and when it best suits them or their schedules, and assignments are completed to deadlines. In my case, all the learning materials like ebooks and activities for the whole month was already uploaded in our LMS like Google Classroom and sent to our chat group. These activities do not have individual deadlines, but they are given collective deadlines so as to let the students accomplish them at their own pace. This is a lesson playlist. Lesson playlist contains sets of activities which is based on flexible learning, reinforced by self-paced learning, which should be done chronologically, considers mental health, and involves interaction among students. What are the key features of our lesson playlists? Our lesson playlist is just like a song playlist, where your songs are queued according to the order of your liking. In the same manner, the tasks for a particular topic is already listed chronologically with the corresponding reference and expected output. The students, therefore, will know what to do, what to read, and when to stop reading, and when to relax. Yes, you heard it right. Time to relax. Because the lesson playlist has also activities for mental health. Isn't it refreshing that there are also activities dedicated to give time to students to de-stress from academic tasks and focusing on their own well-being, it's a breath of fresh air. After doing academic tasks, there will be exciting tasks like choosing 2 tasks to do from cooking food for the family, playing mobile games, to sleep all you want, or doing your skincare routine. Indeed, lesson playlist is a total instructional material for distance learning because it allows students to learn at their own pace, encourage cooperation because teleconferencing can also be integrated in the playlists. This is also convenient, especially for students who just go down from the highlands just to fetch internet signal to download learning materials because they can already download all these things at once. For the use of the teleconferencing as a non-internet-based communication and the lesson playlist that addresses issues on mental health and anxiety among students, we can say that as teachers, we value learning and quality teaching despite the pandemic. With this sharing of experience and strategies, I hope that as teachers, we continue to be compassionate with our students. Learning from experience, I tend to think of creative ways on how to implement the teaching learning process because I imagined myself in the shoes of my students. And again, with the challenges that high technology communication platforms may pose to education, maybe, for some reasons, we may want to go back to basics.